Yeah, guys. Yeah, thank you for having me today, and thank you for coming because yeah, it's 9 p.m. today, and yeah, thank you for being here. Yeah, a couple of words about Zubr Capital. And for some reasons, we have unfair advantage. We don't have this 1 minute and all this stuff. But yeah, thank you for this time. I will try to do it in just couple of minutes to three. Basically, Zubr Capital is pretty well known in Belarus because originally we are from Belarus. We started our business approximately 12 years ago. Right now we have 250 million under management, three. Okay. Yeah, we have 250 million under management, three funds. Our last fund we launched in 2020. Right now we have more than 20 portfolio companies, including two unicorns. We are pretty technology focused. We started our business from uh, another focus. We invested in retail business and so on, but right now we are focusing on technology companies. Basically, our key expertise is around B2B software as a service companies, fintech, e-commerce, B2C apps. Uh, but all today we discussed a lot some smart money stuff here. I will not tell you something about smart money stuff. I will tell you just the fact that half of our team, we have a team of 20 people, and half of our team we have like operational team, including guys from HR team, legal team, brand team, finance team, and all these guys continuously helping our portfolio companies with developing all these areas. Couple of companies from our previous fund. The biggest one is Palta, pretty well-known unicorn from Belarus. Naventic is a company London-based which is listed in London. Also, a couple of good names like MediaCube, the biggest partner of YouTube worldwide, and so on. Right now, our last fund, the size of it is 120 million. The ticket size is from 5 to 10 million. We can do a little bit more, starting from 2 million. We can do a little bit less, yeah, starting from 2 million and a little bit more, like 12 million or something like this. We invest in founders from Central Eastern Europe, especially from Belarus or Ukraine. But right now, we are talking a lot with guys from Poland, Czech Republic, Lithuania, and so on. Yeah, in our new fund right now we have 5 portfolio companies, but yeah, we think that we will invest in 10 more in coming couple of years. Yeah, thank you, and I will be glad to see you in our portfolio. Or yeah, let's keep in touch. LinkedIn, email, and also I have a couple of my colleagues here, like Konstantin, Daria. So reach them out and talk. Thank you.
Wait, maybe a couple of questions from the audience, just to roast you a bit, just not to leave you so like
Okay.
fresh, you know. Yes.
Thank you. How does it feel having an endangered animal as a symbol of your fund? Do you feel endangered?
Yeah. Basically, Zubr, we started our business from Belarus, and Zubr is a national animal, so we decided to be Zubr Capital. So yeah, thank you for this question.
It's not a question, probably. Okay, who's the next?
So you talked a lot about added value and smart money, as we've discussed today. You know, some founders think it's a myth. So in reality, like, how do you think your portfolio founders find you and your services, your added value?
Yeah, it's really a nice question, and yeah, it's a little bit challenging. We have like um, once per year, basically in December, something like this, we have like anonymous feedback about our fund and our independent guys. We have like financial controlling department in our fund, and these guys they ask our founders about opinion about ourselves, and basically we see that their feedback is positive. We understand that it's quite hard to be founders friendly in each aspect because basically some guys provide money for us, and yeah,
Boris disagrees.
we need to also help our investors to earn. So we need to basically be in some questions very not very not act not in a very positive way for founders in terms of agreeing with any strategy, with any expenses and so on. So we are trying to provide feedback. We are trying to be founders friendly, and we see based on some anonymous feedback that we are doing well. But yeah, sometimes we have fails, and yeah, it's okay.
Got it. Any more questions, guys? I can pass you the mic.
And I forgot to do something at the end of the pitch battle. I forgot to tell the prizes for the winners. Don't answer. I was thinking something is missing, you know, like there is someone who wins. So yeah, the prizes for winners. So the first, the winner, Straw Tech, he gets, or your team. Kombucha for sure, another one, and no, this one. And you get a coffee meeting with the representatives from SMOK Ventures, by the way. That's Boris and his team. Then the second place gets pitch roasting and fundraising strategy from Alexander Nevidovsky. Woo! The third place, I hope you remember. If you don't, I will tell you. But when I process all the information after the event, the third place gets the consultation from Rivera Law Group. It's a PR studio that will help you promote your startup to raise investments or probably, I don't know, just find new customers. I know that they will help. Oh, I'm sorry. It's from PR Studio, Around Studio. And also the third place gets a consultation from Rivera Law Group. It's a legal company that will provide you with the legal consultation, not with PR, because they're not doing this. So probably you shouldn't ask them for PR, but still, you get this and that. And yeah, that's what I forgot to tell you about. So if you have questions to Zubr Capital, please ask them.
All right. I guess if we don't see more hands for roasting or for questions, yeah, thanks, Nikita. Thanks for the pitch.
So who wants to be the next? Probably Antanas. Okay, please. The next picture is probably, or it's not probably, but sure, is Boris, the one who sits on the first
The one and only.
row. So please do it.
Hey, so it's the most boring part of the presentations is the VCs. I'm Boris. I'm a founding partner of SMOK Ventures, and we are an American fund investing in Central Eastern Europe. And why do you think it's called SMOK? It's not smoking. No, it's not about smoking. This was not said. It's not a bowl of hair either. And how I know this is because the Romanians told me SMOK actually means a bowl of hair in Romanian. And I did not know that before naming my company. It's not a small kiss as well, because that means SMOK in Albanian. So I did not know those things before I was naming SMOK, but SMOK, yeah, it's a dragon in Polish. I thought it's actually a dragon in more countries in Central Eastern Europe. It's not, it's just Polish. In Belarusian, it's SMOK, yeah, I saw that, but it's also something else. So SMOK, the dragon, is a company that returns the entire fund. And it's much cooler than a unicorn. So that's the second reason why we call it SMOK. So we try to actually invest mostly in those companies. And most VC funds actually say that, but our strategy actually is really into bold investments. So we wouldn't invest, unfortunately, in a company that has a market cap of less than $1 billion, because that wouldn't be able to return our fund. We need to get at least 25 mil, which is the current size of our fund, back in order for us to call it a good investment. So we invest as a first So we would invest before Zubr Capital. We invest as usually a first institutional investor in your company, between even 50K to up to $500,000. And we invest in startups in software from Central Eastern Europe, but also from diaspora. So if you're based in New York, San Francisco, London, but you're from Eastern Europe, we're happy to fund you as well. Our team is here in Silicon Valley. We also have a Sasha in Kiev. We've been investing into a few unicorns, 13 so far, through our partners. And we want to actually invest in the first one in Central Eastern Europe. So hopefully one of you guys and girls is one of those. Our verticals, we are software engineers and game developers ourselves. All the partners had companies before, and we exited those companies before. So we'd like to invest in those spaces, software development tools, AI, and game development. But we would do, if you're really good in some industry and we don't know it that much, we would co-invest with some specialized investor that knows it, but we bet on you as a team. And we would invest anywhere in CE, but most of our investments are in Poland, Belarus, and Ukraine, and the Baltics. But we've also had 2 Belarusian investments recently, both based in Poland.
I'm really sorry, Boris, for interrupting you, but the rules are rules,
All right, we're done.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, 3 minutes past.
Thank you very
even
much.
Early. Yeah, so it's it's pitching. This is how it works. This is how startups feels.
As I told you,
when they're at the
VCs are the
stage.
worst.
Yeah.
Any
So,
questions?
yeah, questions just to help Boris finish his pitch.
I'm done. I'm good. Here you are. Yes, it's coming.
Hey, once again, so does it matter for SMOK Ventures whether I'm a Delaware or Wyoming, or is it a Polish business entity? So how do you work?
Delaware is the easiest, quickest, safest. It's free safe as well, so you don't pay the lawyers. Like if there's no other reason, I would do Delaware.
Yeah, I mean, my startup is semi-physical, so I build in a product here. I would need to, pay rent. So I'm thinking between a Delaware, let's say, S corp, and a Polish, I don't know,
That's the way to
Spółka Akcyjna.
Yeah.
Do you invest in Spółkas Akcyjnas?
We would prefer Delaware, even though in Poland it's easier for us to invest in Delaware, which makes no sense, but that's how it works. Great for them. But if you need to pay people here, yeah, obviously you have to set up a company subsidiary. But we should be investing in a headquarter company. So Delaware is the best. We've invested in Estonia as well, Latvia, Poland. Yeah, in Delaware and UK, but we prefer Delaware. It's the quickest, it's cheapest for everyone, also for the startup.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
One more.
Thanks for pitch. Did you find any interesting startup from those who were presented today?
Like
I'm gonna
Maybe
find out
Futudo?
at lunch
Maybe
with
Futudo?
Text. So let's see. I would actually
tricky
prefer
question.
a free medical appointment, maybe. But yeah, I mean, I did the voting, so I definitely do. I'm glad it was mostly Belarusians because I know all the Polish ones. So that's good. Yeah, I don't want to tell you like exactly who I like most, but yeah, I think the pitching was pretty good and funny. So the funniest one wins. So that's usually how it goes. So congrats.
Thank you. I think that's actually a good observation, right? Sometimes in order to win, you got to be laid back, right, and kind of a little bit more kind of relaxed than.
There's one more question somewhere over there. Yep. From the funny guy.
I would like to pass a micro to another person.
I don't.
Okay, because my question is not so serious, right? You mentioned.
Of course. No one would expect that.
I would like to follow up on the previous one about winning. And so my question is the following: is your charisma part of your professional winning strategy, or it's your personal thing?
I would say yes, it is part. I mean, like how you sell yourself, whether you're like an interesting person or not. Like people would want to invest in people who are interesting, what they want to hang out with as well. Like they need to have all the other stuff as well, like the market fit, blah blah blah. But if they prefer to invest in people who they can hang out with. It's not human nature. So if you have 2 founders, same businesses, same strategy, same market fit, they would invest in someone that they want to drink a beer with. Yeah. Well, what more? Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Boris.
VC2VC, or?
Yeah, I'm from Zubr Capital. Yeah. Boris, so we both been roasted about like smart money today.
I never said I do
by the
smart
audience.
money. I try not to hurt.
Yeah. So maybe what's your view on that? Do you actually claim that there is something smart there, or just capital?
We've always claimed the opposite. I've been a founder. I know how investors work. They don't add value. If they not subtract value, that's amazing. That's great. That's the best investors. Sometimes accidentally they add money. They add value. They add money. Hopefully they add money, but they add some value. Like I've accidentally added value to startups. I've helped them, raise some more funding because I knew some investors and they were a good fit. I helped them, hire someone, but I would never promise them because it's so hard. It's mostly like two ways we can help. The biggest one we can help is by the brand. If we build a brand as a fund, and I think we have that in Poland and we're trying to get that in other countries in Central Eastern Europe, people want to have us because they were like, okay, SMOK invested, so other people are going to be investing too. Maybe SMOK invested and then someone else in like the US wants to invest because they co-invested with Paul Bregiel, who's partnering SMOK, so they know each other. So there is the validation part. So that's one part that VC fund can actually help startups. And the other is introductions, and that's it. Like sometimes it's gonna be like, oh, randomly, I know this business very well because I've done advertising tech before, and this founder is doing. But most likely, what I've done that was so long time ago that this is not relevant. It can even hurt. Like I did film recommendation engine as a business, and it would be so hard for me to invest now in a new startup doing that because I know why it failed, but maybe like now is the good timing and someone else will be, successful in that. So you have to be really careful giving like any other advice. I would say finding people that can actually help this startup, that's the biggest value in branding, and everything else is bullshitish.
Okay, just short follow up. And do you think it's different on pre-seed, seed, on scale up stage when you just need to bring in like regular management there?
Yeah, the later you get, the more the help counts. Also, the more the investors can hurt you, and then the less they're your friends. You're most aligned with your pre-seed investors, angels. They kind of want to exit at the same time or less, then they have the same kind of upside. The later the stage, by design, the investors are less friendly because they're more financial. They're less about you. They're more about your business. I'm only about the team. When I invest, there is no business, so I cannot be about the business. I'm only about the team. You guys are kind of in between, but then the private equity guys come and they're like, they don't care about you at all. They fire you the next day, and that's their job. And you should just know, that when you deal with those guys, only if you super perform, you're gonna survive. Otherwise, they're gonna, hire someone from McKinsey. So it's just very different stages. In the first stage, I think you can actually remain founder friendly and have a good reputation and not hurt startups. But later, it's harder because you're in a different business.
Already,
you cannot have failures. I think that's the most important part. I can have lots of failures. I have usually 80%, 90% of failure. Like most of my decisions are bad, and that's still fine because the 10%, returns my fund 4 times. You guys have to have fewer failures, and the PE guys, if they have one failure, that's already like bringing their revenue down so much. So they just cannot afford failing. We can. So that's our thing. Yeah, sorry, I talked too much.
Thank you very much. You can.
I think that's it. Thank you.
May I ask one more question, Boris? Sorry. Yeah.
Sure.
I was supposed to ask it other guys probably. It's like a couple of months ago there were events like something called Startup Warsaw something, and they were discussing about the local ecosystem of startups. And I was always curious, do actually startups, do big IT companies have any influence on decisions that make on government level? Because that discussion was like a couple of days after Polish Business Harbor program was canceled, and I was always curious, like, do you actually can knock on some doors and asking like to improve the ecosystem, to improve the situation? To if let's say I have 2 people in Belarus whom I want to invite to Poland to develop the startup, what's the way to do this? Like Polish business harbor no longer works, so what should we do?
I mean, definitely start like founders usually don't because they focus on founding, but like I specifically founded the foundation that helps, that starts, it's called Startup Poland, and it's advocacy and it's kind of like a link between a government and the startup. So you can go through Startup Poland, or you can try to at least reach out to the government through institutions like that, and probably some other people who are connected to those institutions. Yeah, I don't have a direct answer to your question. It's kind of tough between Poland and Belarus as the countries. With the people, it's great, but with the countries, it sucks. So it's gonna be pretty hard. With other countries, I've helped people like from Kosovo or from Ukraine to come to Poland for like acceleration programs, but you have to go the ministry level, unfortunately, usually. So you need to have those connections. It's Eastern Europe still.
Okay, thanks.
All right, I'm done.
Sorry, I
Thank you
have
very much.
one more last question, if you don't mind, Boris. The last
Maybe you can
question.
ask this question there in the networking zone, because we are going to have a very cool networking zone where there will be table and you can talk about fundraising with those who know about it. So the next picture is Daria from ULTRA.VC. So please.
Thank you. So I'm going to wave to Antanas to change the slide, so it's not a tick when I'm doing that. So it will be the slide change. All right, not yet. I'm Daria. I'm a CEO at ULTRA.VC. I'm originally from Belarus. I'm based in Amsterdam, but we invest globally. And I'm going to tell you a story about this world. So we live in very good times overall. We live healthier, we live longer, we live a bit more happier than our parents did. And overall, it should be a good time. And why is that? We believe because the technology is developing very, very fast. So we see in the last 10, 20 years, the acceleration of technology was extremely fast. But we don't know what's going to happen next. So development of the technology means really, really high stakes. And it either can go really, really good or terribly wrong. So we believe that we need to be the most wisest self in that situation. But why is that? No, not why, but are we the wisest self? And at ULTRA.VC, we believe that now we are not the wisest selves because of the three main reasons. We are not very connected to either ourselves, like as a human beings, with our emotions, with our feelings. We are not connected with the communities and people around us, with our neighbors, with our neighboring countries. We are not even, like we talked a little bit earlier today, that even the startup community is not very much connected between each other. And we are not connected to the nature around us, hence the climate change. So we believe that because of these three divides that we see around us, we cannot act well. And that's why we see the results in the world like. We see the increased level of the mental health problem. We see isolation, loneliness, depression. We see huge problems, climate change. We see wars. We see political conflicts. We see violence and terrorism. And there's a little different one, but it was the AI and AGI is developing way too fast, and we don't know where it's going to happen. There is a lot of risk associated with that. So what shall we do now? And we believe that actually all of you are here to solve these problems. We at ULTRA.VC, we believe that entrepreneurs are the solution for those problems. And how it's going to happen? We believe that entrepreneurs can leverage technology to build businesses that will impact the society we live in. And that's why we started ULTRA.VC. We want to make the world a better place. We build a fund from founders to founders. So we don't have any financial guys. We don't have any institutional investors. For now, it's only successful founders who've invested their money so we can invest their money. And we want, with this fund, we want to show that we have capital not only to make profit, but we want to also use this capital for good. And we all, in our team at least, we are all driven by making a positive change on a global scale. We invest in
Sorry
this.
for interrupting, Dash. You told me that I can do it.
Yes, please, thank you.
She's
So we
proudly
invest in
doing it.
these companies, so in these areas. But I want to have one more slide. It's in the end, and then I think you will find it with the events we have. Yes. So we invested in global startups in 15 companies so far. They're all coming from UK, Germany, France, Poland, and we are going to bring them all to Poland in the end of June. We are organizing a few events, and then there will be a panel discussion on the mental health and how startups and investors can work together. So there will be a founder panel, and we have a demo day and after party with drinks, food, and very good music. So join, find me afterwards if you want to talk, and yeah, feel free to sign up, and we will send an official invite.
One question to, I'm sorry for one, it's just almost 9, oh, it's 9. So, and everyone is hungry and wants to drink wine, it's 9. So please, one question to Daria. Okay, 2.
Now it's a pressure for a really good question, right?
Yeah, so we invest, we have an accelerator program as a value proposition. So we invest 70K through the accelerator program, and then we have a follow-on investment, and we start the follow-on, we co-invest in the next round from 100K.
And one more, allow.
Anyone?
It's mostly software that helps in mental health, well-being, future of work, so B2B, B2C software.
I guess if we are doing roasting, I think you should have shown a little bit more about the startups you have invested in, because it seems like they've gotten the bigger picture, but